Hello everyone, how is it going? Back for another watch along. It's Dortmund against City, and yeah, draw or win means City win the group, and a defeat, well, makes things a bit more interesting. Last match day, I think we got Sevilla is last game, so and that's at home as well, so we should win that. Well, first off, we got this one, and Pep's made 6 changes from the last game. I'm surprised Mahrez retains his place. I'm actually shocked there's no place for Grealish. I thought he would have played Grealish instead of Mahrez. He's gone with Alvarez and Haaland together, so I mean that's what we all want to see. Although I reckon he'll play Alvarez behind. Yeah, I think he's going to play Alvarez behind Haaland, not with him, alongside him. We'll have to see though. Watchalong, hey, I'm not going to try and pronounce your name because I'll butcher it. But welcome along. Don't know who you support, City, Dortmund, or someone else, but all welcome here. Hello from Swaziland. I think I'm saying that right. I've heard of it. I couldn't have told you where it was though. Well, here we go. City fan from Swaziland. Sounds good. I don't know how much you'll get to see over there. Where we go early today, Sevilla beat Copenhagen 3-0. So it looks like Sevilla is going through into the UEFA Europa League. No surprises there really. I think Sevilla should be beating Copenhagen. Chelsea of course beat Salzburg 2-1. That's a big result for them. Players are out. I am shocked he's playing Haaland. Well, I'm not shocked, but I'm surprised. I think Haaland could do with no, he doesn't need to get injured in this game. I think the Leicester game on the weekend is more important than this one. Leicester resurgent. I think it's 3 wins on the bounce for them now. That's not going to be an easy game. I gotta say, we don't, even though we didn't have a striker last season, we don't look the same up front when Haaland's not on the pitch. I'm also going to make that argument with Foden as well. We are about to, well, we're about to kick off. Players are just taking the spot now, taking off the jumpers. The Dortmund atmosphere is quite electric as well. They're going to be up for this. Got decent field. Hazard, Reina, Bellingham. Adiyem is alright as well. Another one of those games where all highlights are going to be focused around Haaland. Gundogan as well, back in Dortmund. He was a great play for them, Gundogan. About to just kick off. Off we go. Haaland gets us underway. Boom. There we go. Sorry about that. Silva and KDB being benched. What do I feel? I don't really mind, to be honest. I think Bernardo Silva obviously gets around the pitch more than anyone else on the team. So whenever you can give him a rest, do it. Because he is someone that can come in and just play his best. De Bruyne, I expect him to get rested. Of course, we got Gundogan. Gundogan is a really good player to stand in for him. See, he was miles offside. He should have given offside a lot earlier than that. Players can get injured by playing on such a stupid rule. But no, I don't mind. I don't mind him being benched. It's Mahrez that's surprising, the fact that he's playing him. I mean, he's got to play him at some point because Pep doesn't like him in the Premier League. And he's not really taking his chances when he does play. He didn't do well against Brighton, although arguably I don't think anyone did well against Brighton. It was a really poor game to go to. Really boring as well. And Pep's obsessed with playing Gundogan and De Bruyne at the moment together, and they don't work. You look at that Liverpool game, look at the Newcastle game. they don't work all the time when they're playing together. Because they're both so like creative minded and forward based that we need someone to go backwards, and that's what Bernardo does. So playing both De Bruyne and Gundogan, I think causes more problems than not. Unless we're chasing a game. Like if we're getting beat 2-0, and then why not throw everything at it? But otherwise, away from home, starting, and we're playing them both together. Haaland linking up nicely with Foden already. There's Cancelo. Haaland makes the run with him. Cancelo with his back heel and then has a go at Foden about not being there. I mean, Cancelo's more focused on his tricks than anything else there. Rodri wins it in midfield and then just gives it straight away, and here's Dortmund on the counter. I tell you, Mahrez did well to get back. It was Stones in the end that got his foot in. But it was good work by Mahrez to run back, because Mahrez has gone about 50 yards there tracking back. You can't let that go ignored. You know. I mean, he's not my favourite player, but when he does well, see how it is. Was good. That's Rodri for you. I think Rodri's been quite interesting lately. You get the stats up as well. Like it. Rodri makes the foul. I don't think Rodri's been at his best last few games. Dortmund passing it around quite nicely. I do like yellow. Yellow's my favourite colour. Yellow and blue, my favourite colours. So this match is actually quite pleasing. Quite pleasing on the eye for me. Ake's fouled him there. I think Ake's really lucky not to give away a free kick, because he turns Ake. Was it Adeyemi? He turns Ake and Ake just holds him back, stops him from running, and the referee's not giving it, which it was a blatant foul. I think we got away with one there. And of course, last game we played Copenhagen, we drew 0-0. A dire game, but after Gomez got sent off. I guess away in the Champions League, no matter who you're against, if you're down to 10 men in the first half and you come away 0-0, probably a good result. But when you look at the fact that Copenhagen got smashed by Sevilla earlier, and maybe it's not a good result. That's a nice bit of passing there on the right hand side of the back on the edge of the box between Stones, Rodri, and I think it was Mahrez with them. It was really nice. Here's Ake now moving forward with the ball. He gives it to Foden on the halfway line. It's a shame Laporte's not playing. I thought he could do with more game time. Because Laporte and Diaz are probably our best centre-half pairing. Probably. So I think the more they play together, the better at the moment. Trying to get full fitness up. You know, I guess at the moment you're going to go full fitness for the World Cup. Because with the World Cup only a couple of weeks away now, that's what players are aiming for. You're not really getting full fitness for us now. Cancelo beaten. Cancelo gets back, makes the foul. Gonna get booked as well. Cancelo booked after 6 minutes. Diaz is saying he's got the ball. He hasn't. Cancelo got beat. He got turned. He got done for pace. Stupidly gives the ball away. And then he's gone into the back of him there. Yellow's a little bit harsh because I think Ake won the ball. Yeah, I think Ake had already won the ball, but he did go into the back of him with his elbow, so it's a foul. Formation, usual 4-3-3. You got Cancelo left back, Stones right back, Ake Diaz in the middle. Midfield, you got Rodri, you got Alvarez, and you got Gundogan. And then out wide, you got Mahrez, Foden with Haaland in the middle. Usual formation, just different personnel. I don't think Pep ever changes the formation, even when we're losing. Oh, the wall split. That was a pretty poor wall by Gundogan and Foden. Fortunately, it went wide. I think Foden was trying to jump out of the way of it. And then that's an interesting record. City have won 14 of the last 16 games against German teams. That is a phenomenal record. I mean, also it seems I think we play against like Mönchengladbach. I played Dortmund a few times. That's an incredible record, really, when you think about it. Alvarez makes a run to the right alongside Haaland. Him and Haaland are both back post at the moment. Alvarez made the same run Haaland did. It's a decent cross though. It's good work. Worked out by Foden to Cancelo. He did put it in the box in penalty spot, but everyone was in the same spot. I think even Gundogan, who was arriving in the box late, ended up shoulder to shoulder with Haaland and Alvarez then. Hey Daniel, how's it going? Yeah, I mean, I don't think this is a counter-attacking game, this one. I think both teams are out to play. It looks like it anyway. I think Dortmund have started well. Defensively, we've been okay, I suppose. I mean, Cancelo's already booked. Got booked after 7 minutes, which is a bit rough. But I don't think this is going to be a counter-attack for either team, really. I think it's just they're going to want to play ball when they've got it, and we're going to want to play ball when we have it. In the moment, that's what it's turning out to be. It's easy to forget Alvarez is playing because he's not touched the ball yet, I don't think. I don't remember him touching the ball. Most of our attacks have been down the left-hand side. Ake, Foden and Cancelo have seen a lot of the ball. Rodri now tries to switch it to Mahrez on the right-hand side. It's a great take from Mahrez, but it always is. He's got a wonderful touch. I think other than Bernardo, probably the best in the team. Cancelo now left-hand side heads it back to Foden, tries to get into the box for Haaland, and it's cleared. Throw in to City, edge of the Dortmund box. Cancelo takes it quick to Gundogan. And really this game, more than anything, because we're already through in the group, this game more than anything is about performance. Because the game against Brighton last weekend was so bad. It was so bad. Being at the game was terrible. I wish I'd stayed at home. That was nice by Ake, and then well brought down by Cancelo's on the left of the box, cuts in on his right, puts in the box. Too long, goal kick. Again, Alvarez and Haaland both in the same spot, but I mean, they're both centre forwards. Both strikers, so makes sense. That's two deliveries in the box Cancelo's put in where Haaland and Alvarez have been side by side. And so no one gets on the end of the ball. I think Alvarez has to just let Haaland do his thing. and he just takes up space everywhere else. Hey, bin chicken. Gets me every time. Bin chicken. And now I'm going to have that in my head all day. Thanks very much. I'm going to be singing that all night. At 4 AM when I can't sleep because I've got that stuck in my head. I'm going to be thinking about you. And not in a good way. That was really nice by Mahrez. That touch outside of his foot. And he's giving it to Haaland as well. Haaland tackled on the halfway line. Bellingham. Really well played by Bellingham. Really well played by Mahrez. That's the best bit of play I've seen Mahrez do this season. It was so good twice. A mindful control outside of his foot twice to give it to Haaland. Went for the 1-2, but Bellingham cuts it out. I think Mahrez's time at City is coming to an end. I agree. I think Pep agrees. I think the end of this season we'll see him go. Looks like we're trying to refresh the whole front three, if you look at it. After Sterling left, Jesus left, you know, Mahrez leaves the end of this season. He's just trying to change the whole thing up. I mean, Foden's there for life. Haaland's going to be there for a couple of years. So it's about who you fill in on the right-hand side. And I guess he wants it to be Palmer. And that'd be interesting, wouldn't it? If you had Palmer, Foden and Haaland next season as first choice starters, front three. I mean, that's some incredible youth talent. And 2 of them from the academy. Foden tries to give out left to Cancelo. Good idea. Cancelo's in loads of space. But Foden couldn't find him. It's Dortmund now working their way to the halfway line. Taking their time on the ball. Getting some touches in. No longer delayed. I think my internet's just really poor. Especially when housemates are at home. They're always downloading something, so I expect my internet to drop in the second half and go delayed. Just my internet can't keep up with streaming when everyone's home. At the moment they're at work. Nothing I can do about it. This is the best internet we can buy here. It's really poor. Really poor considering everyone around us. Rodri edge of the box. Well wide. Doesn't catch it. He scored a beauty against Copenhagen. Of course, which I think was wrongfully disallowed, but doesn't get quite hold of that one. Okay, our position. He's well off. Come on, you know he's off sidelines, man. You got to be putting your flag up. He's not put his flag up for that. That is crazy. He was well offside. It looked it anyway. Good save by Ortega then. But he looked offside. That's a poor ball by Mahrez to Haaland. Haaland was on his heels there. He wasn't expecting that ball. If he had, I think he could have gone one-on-one with the keeper. He could have powered through. He just wasn't expecting the ball. Still everything from City pretty much coming down the left-hand side. Edison. Yeah, a lot of people are not enjoying Edison at the moment. I mean, he can't save, can he? I don't think we can put up an argument saying he's the best shot stopper in the world. I think he's garbage with his hands. Well, we haven't come across a better kicker than him yet. I don't know if Ortega's the one. Maybe he is. I mean, if we had a goalkeeper who did actually make saves, we would be lethal. And it's not all entirely on Edison's fault. I'm not going to lay the blame on him for the goals we concede, because most of the goals we concede, it's a counter-attack and he's left one-on-one with the striker. And in the Premier League, most of the time, the strikers are going to win that battle. So I can't blame Edison for it. It's just the way we play. We play so high up the pitch. The counter-attack, that's where we're most vulnerable. And unfortunately, Edison usually has no chance. Actually, he might not have been offside in the end. Stones might have been playing him on. Oh, see you on the attack here. Mahrez. That's fine. Haaland, good diving header. It's cleared. Third corner. First corner of the game. Well, you've got to, I mean, when I think about goalkeepers, Haaland was offside, so when I think about goalkeepers, is that really your second should be the one you want to replace your current one with. And he's given Ortega a chance in this game, and he's supposed to be good with his feet. And hopefully he's better with his hands. I don't think he can be worse than Edison. I'm pretty... Oh, Haaland didn't know what to do, so the corner's coming back post. Aki's headed it across the 6-yard box. It's fallen to Haaland, and it's kind of an awkward bounce. He doesn't know whether to head it or volley it, and in the end he does nothing. Unlucky. Well played by Ake, though. Gundogan over the top for Cancelo, who's in space. That's cutting on his right. Defender reads it really well. Yeah, this Ortega is supposed to be pretty good, and like I was saying, I think Edison has the worst shot, like this worst save percentage in the Premier League since January, I think, or something like that. Is pretty much every shot goes in. You look at that goal against Brighton, he hit it well, Trossard, but how's Edison not saved it? Like he tries to do too much with it. I think if he stood up and just, I think he could have saved it by standing up. I don't think he had to dive. He tries to do much, Edison. Well, the thing is with our goalkeeper is that I don't think we're going to have anyone long term, because it's hard to find someone who's got everything Pep wants. I mean, I'm not even sure Pep wants a goalkeeper. I think if he could have, I think he would have put Yaya Toure in goal. I think that's what he's looking for. He's looking for Yaya Toure to go in net. Because we basically play fly goalie. Haaland goal bingo. I like that actually. Oh, I wish I'd thought about that. Goal bingo. Would have done that in the WhatsApp group. That's actually really good. Okay, took his eye off the ball, but he still got it on the halfway line. Dortmund, they're only just pressing now. They're letting us have most of the ball. You can see them being called forward there. It's by Chan. Cancelo miscontrolled it. He's offside anyway. That's amazing. Now, whenever they're on the attack, the linesman's not putting his flag up. Since we went on the attack, before the ball even lands, flag up. He's only just offside. It was a great run. Ake saw him. We just saw him a little bit too late. But yes, offside. "21 minutes gone. no chances really for anyone. Half chance for Dortmund that he may or may not have been offside, so it may not have counted anyway. Haaland's had a couple of moments where he could have been fed through, but not quite come off for him. Cancelo's the wrong side again, but this time he does well to get back. Gives it to Ortega. Family to Gundogan, back to Ake. Back to Gundogan. And here's City playing back through the middle again. Good to see Stonesy boy back. I like Stones a lot. If he doesn't start for England, Maguire does in the World Cup, I've lost all hope. I'm going to be asking for Southgate to go and Boris Johnson to come in. Lead the World Cup squad. Real Madrid. Oh, do you know I haven't checked the other scores. Let's check the other scores. Let's go through them. I enjoyed it last time when we did it. So let's do it. Other scores. Find out. Real Madrid are again absolutely abused. Do you know, actually, it's Cancelo now on the attack. Ball to Foden cut out and Dortmund clear it. Yeah, I was listening to TalkSport earlier and they did an accumulator thing, a betting thing, and he said that Real Madrid would get battered in this game. Yeah, so fair enough. But yeah, Leipzig beat Real Madrid 2-0. PSG beat Maccabi Haifa 1-0. Lionel Messi. Yeah, I mean, you'd expect them to win that. Every other game is 0-0. Tell you what would be a good game. That Burnley-Norwich game. Excited by that. But yes. Red Bull Salzburg got beat 2-1 by Chelsea. Sevilla beat Copenhagen. That's the other game in our group. Doesn't matter because we're already through. It's like Sevilla are the ones going into the Europa League. Benfica Juventus 0-0. Dortmund City 0-0. Benfica Juventus 1-1. Never mind. Celtic Shakhtar Donetsk 0-0. Dynamo Zagreb 0-0. AC with AC Milan. And Paris Saint-Germain beating Maccabi Haifa with Leipzig beating Real Madrid. Benfica and Juventus scoring goals for fun. I think they just scored like a goal apiece, like a minute apart. But yeah, Real Madrid are coming against stuff 2-0. Then they got a few plays out though, Real Madrid. Oh yeah, I forgot Alvarez was playing. He's not done anything again. He's not had the ball. Closed down really well there, but there's no one on the left. I mean, where's Foden there? Why is Cancelo further ahead than Foden? That is... What? No, Cancelo is massively out of position. Ake gets done. You see Pep drop his head at the bottom of the screen there. You could see it. Moreno with a good hit. Ortega gets behind it. Goalkeeper making a save. But that was Cancelo pushing up to close down when it should have been Foden closing down their right back. And then Ake just got done. Just by a touch. And then you could see at the bottom of the screen, Pep just dropped his head immediately and started shaking. He's like, it was just so easy with... We've got 69% possession there. 273 passes complete. Dortmund have only just made their 100th. But you gotta say that Dortmund are having the better chances. Dortmund are creating more than us. We're not really doing anything. Going to side to side a lot. You know, Rodri spraying the ball out left and right. Otherwise, I mean, there's another bad ball forward to Haaland. You can't do anything with it. Keeper clears once again. Diaz is strong, wins the ball. Foden has it. Foden loses it. And Bellingham comes away with it. Nice play by him. Oh, Gundogan got back and tied it up. Instead this time does coincide and get away with man Gundogan, Rodri. We're about halfway inside the Dortmund half with the ball at the moment. Foden and Gundogan, nice 1-2s. Cancelo on the left again. This time he's going to cross with his left. Better cross. Wow, just before it reaches Haaland. That's better with his left foot though. I mean, he does better with his left than his right sometimes. Alvarez working hard. It forces him to clear it. And then we could have recycled that. Stones had time to bring that down. Someone yelled to him. Instead, he just heads up and Bellingham again. Comes away with it. Across the halfway line. Foden tries to do too much. He gets past one, can't get past the second. Just being played out basically in between the middle of their half and ours at the moment. Both teams sloppy in the final third. No one really composed on the ball. Benfica beat Juventus 2-1 now. That is a game and a half, that. And Benfica were 1-0 down and they scored 2 in like a minute. Alvarez, nice touch to Haaland, that. Really nice touch. Alvarez is running ahead of him. Haaland is brought down. It looked like a foul. Dortmund are surrounding the referee saying he's got the ball. I mean, usually you've got to say with the play reaction, you can usually tell. But I mean, did he get the ball or did he get Haaland? He got the ball, but he went through Haaland to get it. It's probably a foul. Yeah, he did. I mean, he used both feet as well. It's like a scissor kick. It's definitely a foul, I think. Haaland doesn't complain though. He doesn't have a go. You know, he's back home at Dortmund. He doesn't mind either way. No, Jan's just pushed Haaland. I hope that was a bit of banter. I mean, Haaland's massive. I wouldn't push him, but he just has. Gundogan and Diaz yelling at Mahrez about something over this free kick. So it's going to be Mahrez that takes the free kick. Can't hit it from there. It's going to be Gundogan actually whipping the ball in. Goes towards Ake, but well defended by Dortmund. Bellingham chases it down with Foden. It's going to be a City throw. Bellingham did well and Foden did well. It was a good battle, that. Foden came out on top. Dortmund have defended really, really well. They did it in the first leg. First leg, it's not first leg, is it? But they did it in the first game. Winning every ball that comes in into that box. Really good in the air. And actually, we're really poor because, again, if you look at that Brighton game, I think it was something like 88% of aerial duels were won by Brighton. We were really poor in the air. Half an hour in, no one else still. Say having most of the possession. Not really creating anything. Not really. Any cross that we get into the half is going to be a yellow. No? Yeah, yellow. As soon as the Dortmund play went down, I knew that was going to be a yellow. Alvarez isn't really complaining. Nice bit played by Dortmund. It's going to be another free kick. That time it looked like Rodri got the ball. I mean, I guess the big surprise is the referee's not booking him. It's tough to say. I think Bellingham, I mean, he played for, and I think that's a very unlucky yellow actually by Alvarez. It was just a heavy touch for him and he couldn't get there quick enough. Oh, maybe he didn't have yellow. Dortmund take the free kick, back post. Diaz wins the header. Mahrez is brought down inside his own box. Referee says play on, even though we've got the ball basically like on our own goal line. That's crazy. That, how can you play on from there when you know the clearance is just going to reach Dortmund? Cancelo winning an aerial duel, but then he's done. Adeyemi goes in with his left. Gundogan can't cut the cross. Oh. Rodri did really well to take the ball away from Gundogan. Starts counter attack for Foden. Not strong enough against Can. He puts his arm right across his face, and yeah, Dortmund win the ball. Foden wasn't quite strong enough there. Good idea though. Paris Saint-Germain now 2-0 up against Maccabi Haifa. Mbappe, president of France himself. Now remember, in this game all we need to do is draw and we guaranteed top spot in the group. Sevilla's our last game at home. Haaland heavy touch. Foden tries to give it to Haaland. Haaland tries to shoot on his second touch, but he never had the ball under control. The Dortmund defense watched him very well. Ball switched out on the left. Mahrez though getting back. He's working hard defensively too, Mahrez. I think he knows the only way he's going to play is by putting in a bit more work rate. A bit more effort, and he's doing it. I'm going to follow him for that. A little bit scrappy. I mean, the ball came inside Adeyemi. He's surrounded by 4 City shirts. No one gets a foot on him, but Cancelo does just enough, and the ball ends up for Ortega. Is Mahrez on the right? And get past his man him, and Foden having terrible times getting past their men today. Neither of them are doing it. Defense is winning at the moment. Almost with a very risky ball pass Foden. Comes off though. There's Dortmund straight on the attack. And Adeyemi gets beyond Cancelo, gets cross in. Should have been 1-0. Should have been 1-0. It's gone wide. Great ball. On the right hand side, Cancelo done for pace. Cross comes in. Basically on the penalty spot. Takes him out beautifully there. First time left foot. Puts it wide. Should have been 1-0. Dortmund really opened us up there. And that wasn't even a counter attack, that was just using pace. Couldn't keep up with them. And you gotta say, we're having all the possession, but Dortmund are having all the chances. Cancelo with a poor ball for Foden. And Dortmund have it again. I think Stones tried to go back to the goalkeeper there on the halfway line, but it was cut out by Reina and it's a throw-in. The Stones will take himself just over the halfway line. Probably going to go back to Gundogan there. At the moment we're looking at Pep. I think he did go back to Gundogan. But so far, City not really doing anything. It's like the Brighton game all over again. There's just seems to be like no energy up front, just no end product. I wouldn't say we've been the worst team. I think it's been an even game. I think football-wise, I think it's been quite even. I just think they've had the better chances. Arguably, that first one, I'm still sure he was offside. I don't think it would have counted. But that second one, they should definitely have scored a few minutes ago. You see, that end product again, like it works well. Cancelo works it well down the left-hand side. He gets it to Foden, who tries to play it for Haaland first time, but he gets too much on it. Great idea, great play. Everything was right, just the execution was poor. Mahrez trying to be cute about it. Mahrez should just let the ball go into his stride. Haaland tried to play Mahrez through, and instead of just... I think I would have stepped over and let the ball run past me and then took it on my right. But Mahrez tried to cut in with his left on the outside of his foot. Defender cuts it out. There's a throw into Dortmund now, midway inside our half. Reina takes... It's supposed to be a good play, that Reina. Of course, I think he's the son of Claudio Reina. He used to play for us. Good player him when he was at us. It was the end of his career, but he's still a good player. Gundogan not strong enough against Chan, who hits it. Flexion, and Ortega claims. An easy one for the goalkeeper though. The deflection was really just kind of took all the pace off the ball and looped up into the air. Nice, easy catch. But yeah, I don't think we've been the worst team. I think it's been even. It's just final third, Brighton game all over again. We're just not... Doesn't seem to be clicking. Foden, this time his ball's pretty decent. Cancelo whacks it into the air as high as he can. Mahrez can't bring it down on the edge of the box. He just needed a bit more composure there, Cancelo. Stones and Reina have clashed heads. Stones headbutted the back of him. Obviously, he didn't mean to do it. I mean, you don't try and headbutt someone back of someone's head, but he did. It was clear. And it's going to be thrown to Dortmund, is it? Yeah, Mahrez should have let it go over. Like, Mahrez should have let it run under his foot instead of trying to be cute. Oh, word. It was a good headbutt to He looks like his dad, doesn't he? A little bit. He doesn't look like he's he looks like he's in his mid-30s. Gundogan with a very important header. I don't even think he meant it, but it was important nevertheless. Nice quick passing by City, gets it back to the goalkeeper. Now Diaz has it. Comes forward with it, about 10 yards. Still has it. And then he goes right to Stones, who loses it and has to get back now and defend. Stones is like, wait, give me the ball there for that. I think that's twice I've seen Stones with his arms out to Diaz. I'm happy with him. Rodri overran it. Heavy touch. It's Dortmund again. They got the overlap on the right. Goes through the middle. Keeper saves. Another good chance for Dortmund, that. And again, they just played straight through the middle. Adeyemi with a great ball. Takes a second touch. Save. Gotta do better than that. Kane should join Bayern. Benfica 3-1 up against Juventus now. AC Milan being Dynamo Zagreb. Celtic being Shakhtar Donetsk 1-0. Huge game for Celtic, that. Paris Saint-Germain 3, Maccabi Haifa 1. Neymar, the front three, Messi, Mbappe, Neymar, turning it on. Kane. I think Kane would be good for Bayern. I think Kane would be good anywhere, to be honest. Problem with Kane as well is that if he doesn't go in the next a year or two, like if he stays at Tottenham for another year or two, I mean, which of the big teams are going to want to take him realistically? Rodri's finding little pockets of space, but of course he's not the creative midfielder here. Gundogan is. Gundogan on the left. It was a really good tackle from Adeyemi. It was a really good tackle, and he took man and ball. He took the ball, then he took the man. Strong tackle. No messing about from him. I like that. He looks a bit like Gabby Agbonlahor or him. His face again. Score predictions. I mean, coming up to half time, 0-0. Oof. You're gonna probably say I can't see the game finishing 0-0 because Dortmund are having some really good chances. Every time Dortmund creates something, it's a good chance, and they should probably be ahead. Dortmund. I think there will be goals. I'm gonna say 1-1. I can't see City being this poor in the second half as well. Then again, City continues to be poor against Brighton. We're in a bit of a... We're winning games, but not exactly doing great, are we? Need to sort it out before the weekend. Get our mojo back. Cancelo's brought down. This time the referee gives it. That was a foul. Cancelo did him with a nice little trick. Don't think he nutmegged him, but I think that's what he tried to do. Cancelo saying that's 3 times. He could win a Sylvester Stallone lookalike competition. Cancelo. Looks like Foden's going to swing this ball in. We're into injury time. Only a minute. Be glad to see the back of this half, to be honest. I think it's been a pretty dull, flat half from us. Not created anything. But maybe this will be the one. Haaland only needs half a chance. You know you'll take it. Good cross. Good header by Ake. Who was it? I think it was Ake. Ball went into the back post. Yeah, it was Ake. Just heads it over. Gets too much on it. Good effort though. Header. And we want a header in the box. Wonderful. Well, I mean, you say broken Messi's in the French league, but I mean, that's no different than Haaland at the moment. I mean, I think I saw some like 87% of fantasy Premier League managers have him captain. I'm one of them. I've had him captain since day one, though. Everyone else seemed to follow me. Hey, Daniel. Pep talk on the way. Pep talk is on the way. That was a really dull half, that wasn't it? Let's be honest. I mean, what was... The only thing we can salvage from that half for me is that it's over. That was poor, that was a poor half from us again. I don't think the referee played the full minute then, did he either? I think he just wanted it over and done. So let's go through the scores, shall we? Oh, it's like, man. I mean, you look at their front three, they're a joke, aren't they? The fact I think Paris Saint-Germain should be winning the Champions League more than us. Because their league is such a doddle that they can take it easy as well and just focus on the Champions League. That's what makes it worse for them than us. They've not won it. So, half-time scores, Benfica 3, Juventus 1. That'd be a good result for Benfica, that. They're 1-0 down as well to Juventus, I think. Oh, no, they weren't. 1-0 up, then went 1-0. Dortmund City 0-0, Celtic 1-0 against Shakhtar Donetsk, Dynamo Zagreb 0, AC Milan 1, Paris Saint-Germain 4, Maccabi Haifa 1, Leipzig 2, and Real Madrid 1. Real Madrid have scored. It is Vinicius Jr. Imagine it's a counter-attack or something. But, yeah. Nothing too surprising, really. I mean, if you look at the group tables, Real Madrid are already through anyway. I think. Wait. No, Real Madrid are not through already. If Shakhtar can come back from behind and beat Celtic, then that could be an interesting last game. And of course, we're already through the group. A draw would mean we win the group. Juventus group, what are they looking like? Juventus have Benfica and PSG in their group, and yeah. In fact, if Juventus lose that game to Benfica, in fact, Juventus have to beat Benfica. If Juventus don't beat Benfica, they're out the Champions League, the group stages, because they've only got 1 win in 4 games. Juventus, how poor is that from them? They've scored 5, conceded 7. They've had a shocker in the Champions League this season. But hey, Benfica look like they're going through. Paris Saint-Germain will be joining them. Benfica could be one of the could be one of the teams we get. Benfica or PSG. You know, we might get one of them in the next round. And obviously Chelsea went through earlier today after beating Salzburg. Milan, Dynamo Zagreb, that's a really tight group that. Any of them 3 could go through. Yeah, interesting moment. Rangers make Europa League. Let's have a look. They play tomorrow, don't they? I know Celtic, if they don't win today, they're out. They can't make the Europa League, Celtic. They have to win. But Shakhtar have to beat them to stay in the Champions League. So it's a big game, that might be a good one to watch. And tomorrow, Rangers are playing. Who are Rangers playing tomorrow? Rangers playing Napoli away. Oh, they ain't winning that. And Rangers are. It's between Rangers and Ajax. If Ajax beat Liverpool tomorrow, Rangers are out. Because Ajax on 3 points, Rangers are on 0 with 2 games left. Rangers are away to Napoli, and Ajax have Liverpool, of course, tomorrow at home. A big game. If Liverpool avoid defeat, they go through. If Ajax win, Rangers are out, and it goes down to the last day. How Liverpool and Ajax who go through. I think Liverpool might have Napoli game. So, yeah. Some big games tomorrow as well. The Scottish teams, let's be honest, they say every year, don't they can compete in the Premier League and they'll do this and they'll do that, but realistically, they can't really. I mean, Liverpool showed that against Rangers last week. Absolutely battered them. Hey, Rizzler. That was the first half. We were pretty poor, to be honest with you. We've just carried on from where we left off Brighton. We didn't really do anything. Didn't create much. Dortmund had all the best chances. Dortmund should be in front. They had a magnificent chance. But halfway through the half, and their 17-year-old striker should have scored. We're having all the ball, all the possession, but we're not doing anything with it. Aki had a decent half chance at the end of the half there with a header. They put over, but otherwise, yeah. You're lucky to have missed it, to be honest. What's this? Chelsea women's documentary. It is Chelsea women's documentary. Women's football. I'm not watching any NFL. Are we watching NFL? How's my team doing? Who's everyone's NFL team? The other scores around the country, let's do that away from the Champions League. We have look, our scores. Burnley 0-0 Norwich. Coventry 0, Rotherham 1. Rotherham have just scored before half time. Burton Albion, do you like them? Dortmund should be 2-0 up. Dortmund should be winning this game. They've been the better team by far. We're not creating anything whatsoever. Niners, you mean 49ers? I'm 49ers. San Francisco. Boom. Love me the San Francisco. San Francisco, everything. The Giants, 49ers. Love it. Because it was the first place in America I went to, San Francisco. So, San Francisco, everything. Peterborough just scored against Accrington. Oh yeah, that's what I'm doing. Barnsley 0, Lincoln 1, Bolton 0, Burton Albion 0. I mean, Burton, they're going back down. They're right down, aren't they, Burton? Ex-girlfriend was from Burton. Who the fuck is from Burton? Horrible place. But I do like him. Remember when we smashed them 9-0? Took it to that game. Great time. Stockport winning 1-0 at Carlisle. Used to go Stockport, used to watch them home and away for a couple of years. Back when I was in school. And couldn't afford the city tickets. I used to go watch Stockport home and away. They're doing alright actually this season. Not doing too bad. 16th. They're only 9 points away from the playoff positions. Decent. I see Stockport back in the Football League. Would I make any changes? Oh man, do you know what? Let's look at this team. Let's look at how this first half's gone. We've had defensively, we've looked a bit ropey. But it's pace, isn't it? We're so vulnerable at pace and we know that. So you wouldn't change any of the back four. I think that's fine. But I'm a little disappointed Laporte didn't play, but maybe he's got a knock from the Brighton game. I know he took a hit in that one. Midfield, Gundogan, doing Gundogan things. But I've not seen anything. I mean, I'm not saying it's his fault, but I'm not seeing anything about Alvarez. You know, we begged for Alvarez to start, and I said it in the match preview. Want to see more Alvarez. Want to see Alvarez get more game time. But realistically, looking at the half, you can forget he's playing. I forgot twice, I think, that he was playing. Because he's not touching the ball. He's not really impacting the game whatsoever. He's a passenger at the moment. He's going to do better. And whether that means we get him on the ball more, give it to him as many times as we can, or, you know, he picks up a different kind of position, I don't know. But Alvarez is cruelly disappointing because, like I said, I don't think it's entirely his fault. I think it's the way we play because all our attacks go down the left-hand side, but he's been a passenger. Same with Mahrez, all attacks down the left-hand side with Foden, Cancelo. Mahrez is only getting the ball every couple of times. And then you look at defensively though, Mahrez has done alright. Just twice in that half, I saw him tracking back really well. Not just jogging back, but sprinting back. It's like Pep's told him, you're not going to play unless you put in the effort, which is right. He needs to put in the effort. Foden does it. Grealish does it. Everyone does it. Even De Bruyne does it. And obviously Haaland's had absolutely no service whatsoever. And the little bit of the half chances we've almost had have come from him passing the ball to someone else. So, you know. Yeah, I mean, you're right. The play from the midfielders have been very poor. It's like the Brighton game. I was at the Brighton game. I don't know if any of you went, but I go to the home games. And the Brighton game, when you're watching it, it just seemed, and I get that feeling now. See, it's a little bit different when you watch it on TV. But there was no energy whatsoever. It was just flat. And I'm not saying about the crowd. The players themselves, they just seemed I don't want to say tired because I got yelled at for calling them tired because the season's only just started, but they just seem like they hadn't had a week off. They went into the Brighton game after a week against Liverpool, like, and then they just look completely flat, like void of energy, ideas, and they've gone into this game exactly the same. Look at that first half. We're not creating anything. All our passing has been off. We've been slow at everything. Rodri's looked a little bit shaky in midfield at times. Like last season, he was picking up the ball and he could hold off two players, spin them or whatever. He was quick enough to do it. So far, in the last couple of games, he's not doing that. He's getting dispossessed or he's giving the ball away cheaply. So every play just seems to be a little bit slow, I guess. Slow is the best word I can call it. Mahrez, you know, problem is I get ripped by slagging Mahrez off. Whenever I criticize Mahrez on here, there's always someone wanting to yell at me and say I'm not a good City fan and then unsubscribe. But Mahrez hasn't been good this season. He's been absolutely awful, and I gotta be honest, at the Brighton game, I was not kind to him. I made sure everyone around me knew I thought he was awful. But this game, you know, he had a couple of good moments with the ball. And defensively, I have seen him put in the work rate. So I can't criticise him this game, really. Yeah, he's not creating anything going forward, but he is trying to contribute to the team. He has stepped up more than I've seen him in previous games this season, you know. So, I mean, you look, for instance, you take, was it Copenhagen? There was a game he played recently, I think it was Copenhagen, and he was absolutely dreadful. So at least this game he's a bit more involved and he's getting himself involved. That's what I like about him at the moment. That he's forcing himself onto the ball. He's cutting back. He's tracking their players and he's asking for the ball more. Alvarez ain't doing that. Alvarez is not forcing himself on the ball. Alvarez just seems to be, he's kind of shadowing Haaland. I think it was about 20 minutes in when I said I'd already seen Alvarez make the exact same run as Haaland. They both ended up in the same position in the box when the ball came in from Cancelo twice. They both stood next to each other with no defenders with them. It was just them two. They did it twice. And that's not Haaland's fault. That's Alvarez's fault. And like I said, if I was Alvarez, I'd let Haaland do his thing. And wherever he was going, I'd just go somewhere else. I'd just occupy some more space. Because they're going to be focused more on Haaland than Alvarez. And at some point, like Haaland says in his interviews, the ball's going to drop to you eventually. And Alvarez has to take that chance, but he's not. He's just picking up the same positions Haaland's doing. Got to get out of that. Yeah, I mean, Rodri has given a few balls away. Rodri, it was the same against, was it Liverpool? Might have been Liverpool. I mean, I think a few players were poor against Liverpool defensively. But Rodri lately, his passing has been shocking, and that's what I mean. He seems to be last season he was a step ahead of those closing him down. Like I said, he could have the ball, and 2-3 players could be around him, and he wouldn't care. He'd keep hold of the ball and he'd give it to someone. This season, like he's trying to be quicker on the ball. Like Pep's told him, you have to be quicker. You have to do things faster. And he's giving it away. Pep's making changes. 2 subs. Looks like Bernardo's coming on, and it looked like a Kanji. Definitely Bernardo, and it looks like a Kanji. I can't believe he's bringing a Kanji on. It can only be for Stones, is that right? Akanji's not had a great 2 games. I thought Akanji was poor against Liverpool, and Akanji was poor against Brighton. I don't think he did a good job. Before then, I think he's been phenomenal this season, Akanji. But I think he's had 2 shocking games. So who have they come on for then? I didn't see who came out. Haaland's gone off. The Haaland's off. I don't mind that, to be honest. Haaland did absolutely nothing. Again, not his fault. He got no service. Who's he coming on for? Is he coming on for Stones? No, Stones is still on the pitch. Who's he coming on for? Diaz? Cancelo's gone off. Interesting. Haaland and Cancelo have gone off, it looks like. I'll start the timer. That's interesting from Pep. I mean, Cancelo's on a yellow, so there's no need to get sent off. No need for that. And now, with Alvarez up front on his own, it's what he's going to be wanting since he came to us. The chance. He's got the chance now. Yeah, it's 45 minutes, but he came on against Liverpool with a minute left. He came on against Brighton when the match was won. United, the match was won. This is his chance to actually win us a game. We'll see what he can do. And Akanji's been, like I said, he's been pretty poor. I think he needs to find his form again. So, yeah, put him in. So Gundogan shifted to the right centre midfield. Bernardo slipped in where Gundogan was on the left. Foden still on the left. Mahrez on the right. And Alvarez in the middle where Haaland was. So with Bernardo in there now, I would say we've got more energy, but that's not true because we had Alvarez. But we got Bernardo he's going to get up and down the pitch a little bit more and he's going to make space a lot more. So and here you straight away on the left hand side, swap positions with Foden early on. And already we're looking sharper, we're looking a little bit quicker. Foden has it. Rodri. Where Stones is. Stones is basically where De Bruyne usually is. You know, on Football Manager, you see AM at the moment. Stonesy boy. Now he's gone right wing. So City are pushing higher up than they did in the first half because look where there's only Diaz back there on the halfway line. Everyone else has gone up. Great ball in. Foden tries to get the ball back across the box, out for a corner. Already much better. Already. The midfield do need something. The midfield have been poor. Like I said, we've not created anything. That first half was shocking. Corner comes in, headed away. I don't know why Pep's obsessed with playing Haaland for 45 minutes in the Champions League. Is it in his contract he has to play him? He's obsessed with playing him in the first half of games when we don't actually need him. Alvarez and Foden, not quite. I don't think that was Alvarez on that one. That was Foden. Better though. It was a better run from Alvarez. I think leading the line, I think he's going to be okay. I think obviously when you're playing with Haaland, you're always going to be second fiddle. Is that the word? It doesn't sound like a good word to use, does it? Fiddle. He wins the... No, he doesn't win the throw. He does win the throw now. Yeah, I don't mind, you know. Stones at right back. I mean, I think Stones is good. I mean, I'm not seeing him at left back. But I think some of his better performances for us have been at right back. Remember Leeds last season when we won 7-0? Stones played right back then. Stones played right back against United, did he? Stones, I know Walker started right back, but when he went off, was it Stones that... I can't remember. Or was Stones injured? Stones plays at right back quite a bit, and do you know, he's actually alright. Remember, Stones played... As I'm talking about, he runs the ball out play. But Stones played right back against Dortmund in the first game, scored that goal from the edge of the box. He's right back then. And if you remember, I think when we signed Stones, he'd played a few games for Everton at CDM. So he's good on the ball, Stones. But we shifted him centre half. Like Company was playing CDM when we signed him, and then we made him centre half. Stones could already do both. They can't just run off. They've stayed down. I mean, he's holding his shin. If he's holding his shin, you'd think that's probably a red high tackle. But let's have a look. It was Rayner. That's a good tackle, that. His feet were down. He was just strong. I think he hit him with his knee. Alvarez can go under the radar. I mean, that's what we've been saying all season, that when Haaland comes in, all the attention went on Haaland. Every single bit, Alvarez got ignored. And that should give Alvarez a little bit more breathing time to, you know, adapt, get a little bit better, and just do his own thing without any pressure. Not quite worked out for him, is it? I expect him to start quicker than what he has done for us. But I mean, Haaland started ridiculously fast. It's unfair to actually compare the two. If they're not the same kind of player. I think Alvarez is one of those we're going to use across the front three. Maybe, well, Pep's used him in the centre midfield role where De Bruyne normally plays today. I think Alvarez has been used in 4 or 5 different positions, so. I do like Stones. I like Stones a lot. He's one of my favourite players. If anyone's wondering, I'm drinking Buxton water. Water in this house tastes awful. That was a foul, surely, ref. How's the referee not giving that? It's unbelievable. Bernardo tried to be cute and go to the right to Mahrez when he actually had 2 players on his left. He had Alvarez and Foden 3 on the left. And he's gone for Mahrez, who, as far as I could see, wasn't even trying to make space. Ake did just enough there. Well, that was a bit of a mess. So you had the ball came in from the left from Reina. He chips it to the back post. Ake missed the header, but gets across to block Adeyemi from getting the shot in. Then it falls to the edge of the box, where the shot comes in scuffed. It falls to Bellingham on the penalty spot. Diaz does enough to get in his way, and then the keeper scrambles across and jumps on it. Bit messy though. Here's Bernardo on the left-hand side. Here's the Foden, hits it first time, over. I think he tried to do one of those, like he did against United for the first goal. The no-look shot. I think Foden just tried that. And he just put it over the edge of the box. I don't know, maybe whether it was back boxing. When did that happen? There's just no composure there from anyone. Mahrez has done really well there to win the ball. Lucky. He loses it again, but he was really unlucky. And then Rodri makes the foul. I mean, they collided. I think he's taken one in the nuts. Takes one in the thigh, doesn't he? He looks really hurt, Rodri. That's not good. He's holding the guy's hand. That's usually a bad sign. Oh, I think he hits him on the knee. Yeah, he hits him on the knee. Could easily have done his knee there. And we don't need Rodri out. With Phillips still out and never fit. We need Rodri. Yeah, he took one on the knee there. That could put you out for months. I think if I'm Pep, I'm taking him off immediately. You can drop Bernardo there. Bring Grealish on. And drop Foden back. Good press by City. First Bernardo, then Mahrez trying to flick on the inside. Doesn't come off. Foden got back there. The counter attack from Dortmund is really nice. Adeyemi had space. The ball comes in. I think it was Bellingham trying to find him. Could have been Chan actually. But Foden got all the way back and he's the one that cleared it in the end. Gundogan wins the header. Alvarez working hard. Doesn't quite fall to him. And it's going to be a City throw though. The energy's picked up in the final third. We've picked up the energy. And the work rate's gone up. The ball's just not falling to us. They're winning every second ball. And they look super, super dangerous on that counter-attack. As does every team with us. I mean, pretty sure the local school near me can make us look bad on a counter-attack. Messi and Bernardo, I think that's a terrible call. I was surprised City didn't try and sign Messi. I know we tried to like the year before, but I'm really, really surprised we didn't try and sign him. I'm not saying because I think he's the best player in the world or anything like that. Hit it, Mahrez. Hello. It's a pen. Mahrez is brought down. Alvarez takes it. He needs a goal. If he misses, Jesus Christ. Mahrez should have hit it first time. He takes a touch. And defender brings him down. And Dortmund aren't complaining. They know it's a pen. Great play. Foden in behind. Cutback was nice. Gundogan couldn't hit on the half volley. Yeah, it's a foul. Was it Chan? Yeah, it's Chan. In fact, you could say maybe he didn't touch him. It's soft for Mahrez. It's hard to say if he even touches him, but whatever. It's a pen currently. But yeah, I'm surprised City didn't sign Messi just because of the... oh, Mahrez is taking it. I think he's awful at pens. He missed the last one, remember? It was against Copenhagen. And yeah, he's still taking them. He nearly cost us the league against West Ham, missing it last season. He usually goes high right. Mahrez, his right. Goalkeeper's left. Oh my god, he's grabbing it. Oh, he's shocking, Mahrez. Yeah, I can't stand Mahrez. His pens are so easy to save if you go the right way. Why is he still taking them? Honestly. St. Maximin. It's tough with St. Max. I really like St. Maximin. I wouldn't say he's better than Grealish. They're two different players. Maximin relies on his pace. Whereas Grealish is a ball player. I do like St. Maximin. You gotta imagine he'd be really good in this team. And he adds a bit of pace to it as well. What was I saying earlier? Oh yeah. Bernardo Silva, Messi. Yeah, that'd be a terrible move. But I am surprised they didn't try and sign Messi for free when Paris Saint-Germain got him, because he would have just elevated the team's stock. Everything would have gone up. The stadium would always be full. The shirt sales would have gone through the roof. You know, it would have been crazy for us. I'm really shocked they didn't go for him, instead went for Kane. I can't believe Alvarez didn't take the pen. Can someone explain to me why Mahrez keeps taking our pens when he keeps missing them? Jesus, it gotta be too cute. He had Bellingham on the edge of the box. He should have given it to him. There's Reina now on the left hand side. This Reina looks good. Then again, every young player the Dortmund have looks good, don't they? Hazard smashes it over. Goal kick. Gonna have a look at that Mahrez penalty now. See what I mean? See how easy that is to save? He always puts it at the perfect height. Never goes along the floor or anything. Keeper goes the right way. It's always a save. So the keeper's got 50-50 chance of saving it. Pep with his head in his hands, and it's... Stop giving him the pens. Pep doesn't seem to trust Mahrez in the Premier League, but he trusts him with all our penalties. Oh, Mahrez gives it away now on the edge of the box. Dom looked to counter. He looks good as well, Adeyemi. I think I've got him on FIFA. A great ball forward. Akanji's going with him. uses his strength, just muscles him off the ball. No messing about. I think Mahrez is on his way out. I don't think Pep likes him anymore, which is odd when you look at how many goals he scored for us last season. How important Mahrez was. This season, I don't know whether it was Haaland coming in or what, but something's changed him that summer. Something has changed Mahrez, and he's just not the same player. His work rate's gone up in this game, though. I'll give him that. His work rate's been good defensively. He's done fine. That looked like a pen, that. It looked like handball, ref. I mean, you're probably not going to get it away in the Champions League, but it looked like handball. Dortmund on the counter again. Diaz and Bellingham. Diaz wins it. Ref's giving a throw in. Wait, that can't be a Dortmund throw. That has to be a City throw. Might have hit him on the chest, might have hit him on the arm. It's hard to tell. Let's have a look. Oh, it's really hard to tell. I think he had his arm across his body anyway, so I don't think you can give it. It was a City throw in the end. Rightly so. But yeah, I think Mahrez is on his way out. Which means who do we sign to bring in? I don't think Palmer's chance. I know everyone likes Palmer, but what I've seen of him is he likes his tricks and his flashery, but his end product is not superb. Like you look at Foden and Foden's had a terrible time, but I trust Foden. I don't quite trust Palmer. That makes sense. Yeah, well, if Haaland was on, you got to imagine Haaland would take the penalty, right? Yeah, two Dortmund players told the keeper which way to go as well. I mean, I agree. It always makes me laugh when people say that. I mean, I don't think it's City fans really. I mean, I'm yet to meet a City fan who thinks City are favourites to win the Champions League. And I don't think many City fans care about it too much anyway. We don't really have that historic thing with it, so we just want to see us win it because we want to win every game rather than I'm not desperate to win it. I couldn't care like about what the title means. I just want to see us win games and win us trophies. But we're gonna go. The thing, do you know what it is? I said this to my dad the other day, the Brighton game, is that we'll get to the semi-final or final and we'll lose again. And the way we'll lose is because Pep will overthink the team and switch it up, like he did against Liverpool in the Premier League last week. He plays the same team. Like, look how well Grealish was playing for Wolves. How well Grealish played against United. Look at how well we played in them games. You know, we're unbeaten. We're playing well. Plays for scoring. Looking good. And then he changes the team around for Liverpool. He puts Kev on the right wing. He brings in Gundogan alongside De Bruyne, which was never going to work. You know, drops Bernardo. What doesn't drop Bernardo for Liverpool, does he? He dropped who did he drop? He dropped Grealish for Liverpool. And he swaps the team around and he moves their positions. And then we don't look the same. And that's how we're going to get beat in the Champions League in the semi-final or the final. Pep's going to overthink it. He's going to swap positions. He's going to put Kev at like bloody left back or something stupid. You know, trying to play the other team when really he's just playing himself. And then we'll get beat. Happens every season. When really we should just be playing the best 11 in the best positions. And then, you know, I don't think anyone will beat us. Pep does, he overthinks. It drives me nuts. And I was saying this to my dad. I don't think my dad wanted to hear it. But it drives me nuts every single time. We play so well and like And we saw in the Champions League final against Chelsea, every game in the Champions League, Dortmund, Paris Saint-Germain, he played the same 11 players in them quarter-final and semi-final games, the same 11. And we won every single one of them games 2-1. Comes up against Chelsea, takes Rodri out. He brings Sterling back in, even though he's not played him for I think it was 16 games or something he hadn't started. But he wants to start him in the Champions League final. And how crap were we in that day? Honestly, so bad. He didn't play, I'm pretty sure he didn't even play Aguero in that game. Insane. Honestly, Pep is crazy. He plays himself. He wants to play on hard mode and he's like, how can I beat myself today? Let's try it out. Drives me nuts. Best 11. Let's have, alright. So, I don't know. Do you know, our centre-half pairings at the moment, I'm not even sure who I don't think I could call our best centre-halves, you know. I don't think I could do it. Because, wow, we had a shot. Well done, lads. We had a shot on target. Gundogan, it's a easy save, but at least we had a shot. So, yeah, this is what I mean. And this is, okay, so let me, I'll go with Grealish first because it's going to be quicker. So Grealish, for me, how I see it, personally, obviously this is just my opinion, but how I see Grealish is that if he gets a run of games, he'll be good. If he plays every game, he'll get better and he'll become good. Everyone's on his back all the time about saying he's not got the same impact of Villa. Well, he hasn't. At Villa, he played every single game, every single minute. So he always had that form. Alvarez with a decent half volley. Bernardo, Foden. Rodri chips it back in. Gundogan's there. Well defended. But yeah, if you give Grealish the minutes and you give Grealish the time like he did at Villa, he'll come good. He'll be a great player, Grealish. But with us, he plays every 3 games for 20 minutes. Or he'll start 2 games, he'll start against United and then he drops in for the next one. Just play him. Give him 7, 8 games consistently for the 90 minutes. And I think he'll be a good player. I think he'll be great for us. And I think he'll show what he did at Villa. But Pep won't do that. Because when a player does good, you know, when Grealish has a good game, like he did against United, like he did against Wolves, the next game he just drags him back out. And then Grealish has to start again. Honestly, it annoys me. Pep's amazing. I love Pep. I want him to stay for life. He's the best manager we've ever had. You know, I think he's the best manager in the world. But he loves making it difficult for himself. Really loves it. Honestly, absolutely loves it. And I don't know why. It's like Pep, honestly, do you know what I think with Pep sometimes is that he has the squad in front of him. He has all the players on a board in front of him. And he plays match 2. And he flips one over and he goes, okay, who's this one? Oh, matched. All right, well, you're left back then. And that's just how he chooses sometimes. He plays. That's for best 11. Yeah, well, no. I think Grealish. I think Grealish is quite decisive. Grealish is a good player. Would I think he's great? Well, the one thing that I would say about Grealish is that if you look at when we signed him on the back of a phenomenal thing for England, and every single person in England, every football fan would have told you, England are better with Grealish on the pitch, which we are. England are better with Grealish on the pitch, and yeah, so that told me everything I needed to know about Grealish, that he can do it in the big games, he can do it in the big tournaments. He just needs a bit of backing. He doesn't help himself, mind you. I mean, I wasn't too pleased with, you know, his comments about Almiron at the parade and stuff, especially when you've just won your first ever trophy and you've just come into a new team. Not too impressed with that. And his off the field antics with Foden beginning of last season wasn't great. But, you know, he's a Brummie, innit? I mean, we all know Brummies. Dated one, the mental. Jack Grealish to Barcelona, I'm not sure. Maybe he'll be good in Barcelona. I mean, that's the kind of league he would do well in. One where they're just going to let you run at you constantly. A little bit less, you know, it's a little bit slower. Not as physical. I don't think Grealish is worth 100 million. I don't. Obviously, that was his release clause or whatever it was. But he's not worth 100 million. But I was happy when we signed him. I was happier when we signed Grealish than we signed Phillips. Say you're not creating anything in this game. It's kind of, we're just pushing up to their box and then they're just countering like they're doing now on the right hand side. We kept Bellingham quiet, which is important. But Adeyemi looks good. Reina looks decent. I like that Reina. I like the look of him. He made another run there actually through the middle. It's not seen. Rodri somehow gets that ball. I think he was about to bring it down. It's Foden now countering. Got Alvarez in the middle. Foden delays the pass. But here's Bernardo. Gundogan's making the run to his right. Bernardo sees him, instead goes left and is crowded off the ball. Bernardo had so long to play a ball there and then just didn't. Are we all in agreement that Mahrez needs to go? Is that what we're all saying? I said it a few weeks ago and I got slated for it. Interesting. Is he giving a pen here? He's giving a yellow card to a Kanji. He's saying he's handballed it. I mean, Akanji's not complaining. Let's have a look. It was handball. I don't think he can give yellow for that. I think he went to close it down. It's just hits his trailing arm. I mean, he stops the ball. I think the yellow's harsh. It's a free kick, but I think the yellow's harsh. Yeah, that's what I say. Mahrez. Are we all in agreement that he needs to go? That it's time. Marlon, he's quick as well. They're putting on more pace. Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it, with City? I mean, you look at Sterling, it was his time to go. Zinchenko, well, actually, Zinchenko's the most surprising one for me. He went. I was gutted when they let Jesus go. I think he's the one that hurt me the most. Jesus. Because like you've seen at Arsenal, he doesn't score a lot of goals, but he leads the line really well, and his work rate and his quality. Like, he's really good, Jesus. A really good team player. I was... Like, if you remember towards the end of the last season, if you watch like the match reactions and stuff, I was desperate for Jesus to get back from injury. I knew he would help us to the Premier League. Because Mahrez and Sterling, I didn't trust them to do it for us. Although Mahrez was scoring a lot of goals last season, but Sterling wasn't the answer. It was Jesus. Yeah, I mean, it's harsh. I think it is probably a free kick. I mean, he obviously didn't mean it. I think the yellow is the most harsh thing about it. As long as they don't score here. De Bruyne, I don't think he's going to bring Kevin, not for 15 minutes to go unless we go down 1-0. Good wall that. Was it Rodri? That's a good block by Rodri. Yeah, I don't mind De Bruyne not playing this game. I said in the match preview that I don't mind him not playing. I'm quite happy with him just to chill. Let's goalkeeper not taking the goal kicks. Does anyone know? Here's Jackie boy. Pep saying, mate, can you get on for Mahrez? Because he's driving me nuts. That's what Pep's saying. Like, Mahrez, don't tell him he's shit when you come on. Tell him he can't play football. But yeah, Football Manager comes out soon. Are we all getting it? I pre-ordered it. Love Football Manager. Last year, I bought Haaland after before City had signed him. I bought him every single starting game I had for City. 98 million. Suggested to Dortmund. They accept it every time. 350,000 a week. Boom. Sign him. He got me 80 goals in his first season at all competitions. He got like 65 in the Premier League. Ridiculous. And the only competition I didn't win was the League Cup. Got beat by United. The only game I lost all season. Got beat 3-0. Got battered. Won the Champions League though. I can't remember who I beat in the final. It was Real Madrid or someone. I can't remember. I look forward to this year because I don't have to sign Haaland. Already got him. United seems a bit random, but thanks anyway. Well, we knew that though, didn't we? Like, the one thing we said about Jesus when he left, and it's the same thing we said about Sterling, but Chelsea fans wouldn't listen to you, is that Sterling can't lead the line. Sterling is not the answer to scoring goals and winning games. He's a good support player. He's a cast member, Sterling. And Jesus as well. He's a team player. He's not a striker. We found that out when Aguero was injured. Jesus can't do it. But his all-round teamwork is phenomenal. Inter a decent team at the moment, though. I wouldn't want to play any of the Milan teams. Inter and AC Milan. They're good teams. That's been a dire game, though, hasn't it? I mean, we played Leicester the weekend, and Leicester have just won their last 3 games. I mean, yeah, the game's crap competition. I think they beat... Was it Forest to beat? The Wolves to beat in the weekend just gone? They are playing rubbish teams, but still, you know, they're bouncing back. They got Barnes, Maddison. I really like them too, Barnes and Maddison. Even Vardy scored, and you know Vardy loves scoring against us. Absolutely loves it. Loves nothing more, Vardy, than scoring against us. He does it every time. Pace. Oh my god, how many times have we said we need players with pace? We've got no pace in this team. And we always get beat by counter-attacks. Just, you're right, no pace. 0. Out wide. It's something we've needed for years. It's one thing we lost when Sané went that pace. His pace was so good for us. If I couldn't support City, I want to support anyone. I didn't get a choice to City. I mean, if you know my dad, I definitely did not get a choice. It was City or nothing. It was City or no life for me. But when I was, because I'm a big fan of supporting local teams. Like I said, when I was at school and I couldn't afford to go to the City games, I used to go watch Stockport every week. So, yeah. I went Stockport home and away. I was at Main Road when Stockport, I think it was 2-2 the game. I was in the Stockport end. I was also at Edgeley Park when Stockport beat City 2-1. In the Stockport end. Times. Rangers. My dad loves Hearts for some reason. He's a big Hearts fan. I don't know where that's come from, but he is. I have no idea what that means, but cheers. Cheers, cheers, cheers. Oh yeah, I forgot we had a penalty. I completely forgot we had a penalty in this game. Oh my word. I swear to God, if he takes the next penalty for us, that's... Wow. I'm done. Oh yeah. Phil, I've got that question. I wouldn't swap Phil for anyone. I really wouldn't. The thing about football fans is as well, it's like the Ronaldo and Messi debate, and I've always said it, is that you can't change a football fan's mind. If they think a player is better than another, they'll always think that player is better. There's no point in arguing with someone. So, but I wouldn't swap Phil for anyone. I think Phil needs to stay here for life. Although he doesn't seem like the kind of person that's going to want to do coaching or go into management, does he? He's still young, you never know. Well, you can't see it. Can you imagine him with that haircut being a manager? Then again, I would have said the same thing about Joey Barton. Look at him. I gotta say as well, I mean, I don't want to be the your doom and gloom, but Alvarez has done absolutely nothing again this half. He's been a passenger again. Even though we've had all the on the ball. I think we have played better than we did in the first half. That was nice by Foden. It was nice by Bernardo. He's got a corner. It's really nice play down the left-hand side from them too. Bernardo is so quality, isn't he? Can you imagine if we saw Bernardo in the summer, I would have cried. Thanks, Georgia. How's Georgia? I think it's a team effort. It's a team effort. Absolute team effort. Right, this has been crap. It's like Brighton. I was watching the Brighton game the other day because I went to it and I wanted to go home. I wish I hadn't turned up. Do you know what the funny thing is? I phoned my dad before I left the game, and I was hoping he'd say he wasn't going, so I didn't go. I don't want to go to this game. I think it's gonna be awful. It was bad. And you think to yourself after the first half, it can't get any worse, and the second half just dragged on even more. Couple of subs. Foden's off. Foden just getting into the game as well. Grealish is on. So Pep stuck with Mahrez on that right hand side for reason. I think Mahrez is a bit like Sterling, because remember last year at Sterling when we were saying he's more of a confidence player. Once Sterling starts a game badly or he does something poor in a game, his head just drops completely and he can't perform, which is why you're finding it with Chelsea at the moment. He's doing nothing. It's because he's huge on confidence, Sterling. Mahrez is pretty much the same. When he's having a bad time, he just can't get out of it. So since he's missed that pen, he's not really looking for the ball. He doesn't want to know anything about it. Gundogan with the corner. Shocking corner. Shocking clearance. Okay, shocking attempt at control. And now here's Mahrez. He goes all the way back to the halfway line to Bernardo, who, for some reason, it's just moved the outside of his foot towards the box. I don't know what that was about. But we got a throw in. We didn't deserve a throw in, but we got a throw in. Well, I think Grealish is okay. I would have put Foden on the right, though. I mean, look at the season again. You look at Foden's best performances, right-hand side this season. Not the left. They've been on the right. Although he can play anywhere on the front three. And actually, he can probably drop back, because I reckon he's going to take over from De Bruyne when he goes. Someone has to. And I think it might be Phil. I don't know if he's the right player for it, but I think that's where Pep might put him. If Pep's still here. It's a big if. But I don't mind Jack coming on. I think Jack, he's one of those players where pressure and that doesn't really affect him. He just keeps on doing his thing. Which I do like. Here's Mahrez now on the right hand side. Gundogan. The eyes he gave. He's not happy. Gundogan is not happy with Mahrez there. That death stare he gave him. He's offside anyway, Mahrez. But the ball he gave to him was shocking too. It was the easy ball as well across the box, and he somehow puts it behind him. He really did give him a death stare though. Eden Hazard, I think he's past it, isn't he? Yeah, you're right. I was saying this game's carried on from where the Brighton game went. It's just so boring and dull. Dortmund are just defending now. Oh my word. Diaz did just enough. But Dortmund are just pretty much defending, and we're not breaking them down at all. We win a throw. Yeah, training match. Eden Hazard. I think he's done him. I think he's done in the big clubs, Eden. I think he's had his time. He had a good time at Chelsea, though. I will say that Hazard was amazing. That is so good played by Diaz. That well played. He's Turkish, isn't he? Gundogan. I know he plays for Germany, but I'm pretty sure he's Turkish. Got a good beard, hasn't he? Good thick beard. I think he'd look like a great dwarf in cosplay. Lord of the Rings dwarf. Be great. Give him a battle axe. I mean, how's he not fouled there? He just pushes him over. You can't say that was shoulder to shoulder. He just had his forearm in his back and just pushed him. Turkish. Yeah, I thought he was Turkish. Good play, Gundogan, though. I saw a comment. I said it a couple months ago, but I'll never forget it because I was in disbelief. It was a City fan talking on another fan channel. I can't remember which one because I actually watch quite a lot of fan channels. I find them interesting. And I always, after City play someone in the Premier League, I always go into the official website. I say, like Brighton the other day, I went to Brighton's official website and read their review of the game because it's funny sometimes. What a ball that is by Bernardo. No one in the box though. Like, why is Alvarez not getting in this 6-yard box? This is what I mean. And Akanji of all people hitting it from the edge of the box. Linesman's given offside again, and that's on Gundogan. Yeah, he is offside, but good play by Jack. Good play by Bernardo, but where's Alvarez there? Oh yeah, City fan saying that when Gundogan was signed, the City fans hated him and we didn't want him. That is not true. That is far from true. I remember when Gundogan signed, we were all quite happy about it because he was Pep's first signing, official signing. I'm still pretty sure Kev was his first signing in that January transfer window because he told us to buy him before he came. But yeah, I've never known anyone to dislike Gundogan. Even my dad likes him, and my dad likes no one. Trust me, he hates them. He hates them all. He stood up and clapped every time United scored in the derby a couple of weeks ago. He hates anything. Ozil's done now, isn't he? Is he still playing Ozil? Is he still in Turkey? Is he still playing there? Just not coming off for Alvarez, is it? Alvarez is off with 2 minutes to go. Who came on for him? Must be Palmer. Mahrez goal. Mahrez is off. Mahrez is subbed. He's gone. I don't see who came on for him though. Must be Palmer. Yeah, it's Palmer. Palmer is basically Mahrez. He plays exactly the same as Mahrez. Like a young Mahrez, Palmer. Yeah, I mean, a draw means that we win the group. So, as long as nothing catastrophic happens in the next minute and a half, we win the group. But really, you look at this game, we should have done better. And we would have won if Mahrez had scored that pen. And we would have won if Mahrez scored the pen against Copenhagen. So, yeah. You know, the 2-0 draws there probably shouldn't have happened. Although, Copenhagen, we were down to 10 men after a silly red by Gomez. And it was a silly red. He deserved the red. It was stupid. And it does mean we're unbeaten in the competition. So it's not too bad going into it. Yeah, see Palmer trying to flick his way through. One too many touches. Now Grealish is on the right hand side. Actually, I think Grealish is just floating around a bit like how De Bruyne does for us. Here's Ake, here's Bernardo. Got Grealish with him. That's who he goes to. Great ball by Stones to Palmer. Can't get enough on it with his right foot. He did well just to keep it in, but he couldn't cut across the box. Juventus 3-1 down. Germany's got 80 million people and Gundogan's the sexist. That's just the way it works. Luke Links. Gomez is another one, and the Gomez and Alvarez is not quite worked out for them, has it? They've had a poor start to their careers. Oof, Juventus are 4-3. Juventus are pulling that back, but Juventus are out if they don't win, so they have to do something. But they've just got 2 goals in 2 minutes, Juventus. So currently, it's Benfica 4, Juventus 3. If Juventus don't win that, they are out of the Champions League. Dortmund 0, City 0, Celtic 1, Shakhtar Donetsk 1. That will mean Celtic cannot make the Europa League. Dynamo Zagreb 0, AC Milan 4. Told you, man. But they scored a pen, AC Milan. Paris Saint-Germain 7. Maccabi Haifa 2. But I mean, when you've got Messi, Mbappe, Neymar, you should be winning 7-2. And Leipzig is still beating Real Madrid 3-1. Are beating Real Madrid 3-1. So, yeah, I mean, no real big surprises other than maybe Benfica, Juventus. Like I said, it means Juventus are out of the Champions League if they don't score 2 in injury time. Yeah, they might not even the Europa League is out of them and Maccabi Haifa last game. Of that, so let's see who they actually play in last game in the group. Ooh, Juventus have Paris Saint-Germain their last game. So Juventus might be going out of Europe completely. Yeah. So yeah, Celtic are out. Celtic can't make Europa League either. They are out. So them and Rangers are probably... I can't see Rangers winning tomorrow against Napoli. So yeah. Scottish teams doing what Scottish teams do. At the time, 3 minutes. We played 2 minutes 17. So that's it. Pretty much game over. Just a bit of passing in the midfield now. But yeah, it's been another boring game. Dortmund just intent on defending in the second half because they know a draw sends them through. So yeah, job done though. We've won the group. We're unbeaten. 1 game to go. I think it's Sevilla at home. So we should go through the group unbeaten, which is nice. Well, I want to say it's a fantastic start to our Champions League campaign this year, but a win, and we got the job done in the end. Although we didn't win, but we went through the group. It is full time, 0-0, boring game. Lacked quite a lot going forward, to be honest. Defensively, both teams were pretty solid. Mahrez obviously missed the pen. They're all celebrating their defenders, rightly so. They did well defending today. They did a really good job. But we have to do better going forward. We've got Leicester on the weekend, and that's not going to be an easy game. They're flying at the moment. Oh, it's at their ground as well. So we need to do more. Napoli do look good at the moment. Napoli do look really good. But yeah, game over. Let's go for the scores before I head off. Let's do that, shall we? So full time. Celtic 1, Shakhtar the next 1 is full time. Dynamo Zagreb 0, AC Milan 4 is full time. Real Madrid lost 3-2. They've scored a pen. Everyone's scoring pens but us. Rodrigo scored in the 94th minute with a pen, but they got beat by Red Bull Leipzig. Paris Saint-Germain just finished 7-2 against Maccabi Haifa. And Benfica 4, Juventus 3. Nicolas Otamendi has just won a free kick in the defensive half, so that's probably going to end right now because that's in the 95th minute. So yeah. That's it. That's our Champions League night over. But yeah, thanks for watching all. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for joining. PSG can't defend. That's their problem. They got a front 3 who can do anything, but they can't defend, and that's why we always beat them. Pep calling the players over to the fans. Haaland doing his lap of one. There's a lap of one at every stadium he goes. Why not? There's Mahrez. Yeah, get off the pitch, mate. Yeah. Thanks for watching. Thanks for checking out. As always, I'm going to go get some food and then do match reaction. Check it out. Make sure to hit the like button if you haven't already. Thanks very much. Final stats, 69% possession, 3 shots on target. That's really poor. We didn't concede a goal though. And our keeper made saves. So, improved. Look at them passes. We complete 834 passes to their 288. That is phenomenal. We almost complete 1,000 passes. Top passes. Ake, Rodri, Gundogan, Diaz, Stones. And we just couldn't create anything. Otamendi hurts us. And thanks Moz, Georgia. Thanks everyone else. And I'm going to leave you with Nicholas Otamendi. What a guy. What a player. How we miss him. Wow. Do you remember how many red cards he used to get? Crazy.